Very good evening, everyone. This is Rajendran here, joining from Market Calls, and welcome everyone to a training session on AlgoStudio 1.0. AlgoStudio 1.0 is a Amibroker 32-bit plugin which contains proprietary indicators and trading strategies from Market Calls. And we're going to walk through some of the indicators and strategies which are present inside AlgoStudio. And end of the session, the recorded video will be available in both YouTube as well as in our learning platform, learn.marketcalls.in. So let's quickly kickstart with the session. I hope the audio and video quality is good enough. If yes, simply type yes in the chat box so that we can quickly kickstart with the session. I hope the audio and video quality is good enough. All right, great. Thank you, Sumant. Thank you, Surinder. Thank you, Rajiv. Thank you, Dhananjay Murthy. And thank you, everyone, for the quick confirmation. Thank you, Naren. Thank you, Vimal. And thank you, Sundar. All right, so without further delay, let's quickly kickstart with the session here. So Turbo, there are a lot of indicators and strategies which are present in AlgoStudio. AlgoStudio, earlier it was named as Trade Studio, which has been rebranded as AlgoStudio, by the way, which has been there in since 2017-18. That is the time which has been got created. And recently it has been named as AlgoStudio. So the list of indicators which are present in AlgoStudio 1.0 is Turbo RSI, Turbo EMA, and extreme indications. Now, these are not trading signal. It will not give you any buy or sell indications, but the strategies does. Right, but it can be used for the day-to-day analysis. So I personally use it for myself. Turbo RSI, Turbo EMA, and extreme indications. So we're going to walk through some of the indicators from this list. And so currently there are 4 strategies available in the list. All these are operating at 5-minute, 15-minute, or hourly time frame. So quick flip, wheel intra V5, kale intra V5, and teal intra V5. These are the list of strategies which are available. And some of the indicators are used to trade in Nifty. Some of them are in Bank Nifty, and some of them are in both Nifty and Bank Nifty as well. Some of them are long-only strategies. Some of them are both long-short trading strategies, right? Particularly suitable for trading futures, or if you are using future charts and you can trigger orders in options, that is still totally possible with these strategies. So first thing first, we're going to look into what is Turbo RSI and Turbo EMA. Right? These are kind of highly responsive indicators, which is designed based on the digital signal processing concepts, particularly suitable for very short-term trading. I primarily use it for analyzing from a very shorter point what is the current trend is going on. So I use either Turbo RSI or Turbo EMA to do that. And Turbo EMA, which is very recently introduced in AlgoStudio, which is not part of Trade Studio, right? That has been newly introduced in AlgoStudio. And we'll be keep on adding new versions. Every time there is a new version is coming in, there'll be some enhancements. You can anticipate enhancements, or you can expect some optimization in the strategies or optimization in the indicators, or new indicators or new strategies might be introduced time to time. Right? Time to time, all these indicators has been there, right? From 2018 onwards, all these indicators has been there. Nothing has been changed. So personally, the Turbo RSI and Turbo EMA can be used. I personally use it on higher time frame, like daily or 4-hourly. So these are the preferred time frame. Turbo RSI will be more or less looking something like this, like an oscillator. It oscillates between +100 and -100. The value will be either increasing or the value will be decreasing. Whenever you are seeing an increased value, you'll be getting a green color histograms. And you'll be getting in red color histograms whenever the values are declining. Now you can see that the recent value, this is a up-to-date value. The indicator has been declining. I mean, it started declining, even though prices at highs, indicator went negative in case of Nifty future. And to use AlgoStudio, you need Amibroker 32-bit edition. Right now, only 32-bit edition is supported. Maybe very soon we'll add 64-bit as well. Now, one interesting thing about a daily sentimental indicator, I call Turbo RSI as a daily sentimental indicator because on a daily basis, I'll be having a watch. What is the ongoing trend? Is the trend is positive or the trend is negative? So there are places the trend will be positive. Maybe I'll try to pull up from the Amibroker here. Let me pull up my Amibroker. So here is my Amibroker. I'm using 6.4 version. However, it is highly recommended to use 6.0 or higher edition. That is the most suitable edition to use AlgoStudio. And here we have, so this is the Turbo RSI. I call this as a daily sentimental indicator to check what is the ongoing sentiment. So to maintain my bias. For example, when the indicator might be in a long bias, particularly when the indicators are, it just turned positive. There are times very good positive trends. So you see that there is a change in trend from negative to positive. So the transition from negative to positive is an indication that the trend is turning long. So probably it is a good place to look for a long trading opportunity in a very short term. Likewise, when the trend is changing from negative to positive, from positive to negative, you can see that there is a transition from positive to negative, from a transition from a green color histogram to red color histogram. That means values are declining. Whenever the values are declining, we can use this as a turnaround point to look for shorting opportunities. So probably here we could have seen that there is an highly responsive indicator it is. So it changes very quickly along with the market activity. In uptrending markets, again, you can see that another downtrending markets has been happening over here. Again, these are the places where the trend has been turned negative. When the trend is turning positive, it also recognizes it at the very earliest. So that's the beauty of this indicator. Can I use it on weekly? Of course, you can use it on weekly also, but mostly from an investment angle. If you are doing it at an investment angle, you can consider using it at a weekly angle. From a weekly perspective, you can use those things. Very good long opportunities are spotted many at times. So this is like a long opportunity generated over here. And recently there was a long opportunity here. It got generated somewhere around these levels. And last time there was a long signal over here, which is like around these level. It got generated longs. And these are like recent signals which happened in Turbo RSI, right? So it helps you to maintain the bias. Mostly you can see that these long bias provides very interesting trading opportunities. Very interesting long trading opportunities, even from an investment angle. Maybe there are failures, but compared to that, the winning odds are pretty much high, even on the long only trading signals. Of course, there are times you will be seeing a noise, like it will be running up for 2 times and then it turns negative, right? So quickly, the interesting information about it is like it turns quickly negative. If at all there is a change in trend, it changes pretty faster. So if you are a short-term trader who is going to hold your position for 2 days or 5 days or something like that, one of the key thing that you always need to learn here is like you should not go against the trend. So this will help you not to go against the trend. So probably in uptrending markets, when the price is trending up, you will avoid shorts. Typically, it will be useful to avoid shorts. Avoid positional shorts mostly. Positional shorts. You can go long, or maybe if you want to short, you can short intraday, but definitely shorting the markets positionally is a bit dangerous. Many at times when the market is showing a great strength in the trend, so particularly these are the places market had shown great strength, right? So those are the places, right, trying to short against the market gonna cost a lot, right? Maybe your indicator might be overbought or oversold, and you think the market might reverse. So those are the places the Turbo RSI will help the trader to avoid taking a bad trade location. Right, so probably you will keep waiting. Your strategy will help you not to allow you to get into the short. So for me, I used as a bias, not as an entry point or an exit point. What not to do, or what should do, or what not to do. For that purpose, I'll maintain that. Where to enter, where to exit, we have a separate way of looking into the learnings. Right, so we have a separate study for that. I personally use market profile order flow to do that. But always I'll be having a view on this. So what which side I should be trading, or which side I should not be trading, at least. So maybe if you want to look into the 4-hourly, let me also show you from the 4-hourly. 4-hourly and daily, you don't see much of a difference. But there could be some indications that you'll be able to get some signals pretty much faster, right? And sometimes there'll be, you can see that. But I don't like to go for a 5-minute or hourly or something like that, where it will be chaos and noise, where the win rates are pretty much lower. So here, this is the recent signal, what had happened. And then we got this here, a quick trade setup, and then there is a downside again followed by an upside, right? So, which is fine. Again, you can look for a bias, but personally, if you ask me, do I use 4-hourly? If you ask me, absolutely no. Once in a while, in the morning or in the afternoon, once in a while, I'll be having a look into the daily time frame. Right? Personally, I don't look into the 4-hourly, but if you want to use on a 4-hourly, yes, you can go and use it, but not lower than that. That's a recommendation from my side. And then next comes the very interesting indicator, Turbo EMA. As I said, that is a very recent addition, which helps you in doing a trend following, again, to maintain the same bias. So you can use either Turbo RSI or Turbo EMA. Which one is better? If you ask me, both are better and both has its own strength. When it comes to Turbo EMA, again, I don't prefer not to use it on a lower time frame, but mostly on the higher time frame. You can see that again, the values can be increasing or decreasing. So here the values has been still increasing over here. If you could see that the values, the green line that represents that, we had some noise over here. And after that, there is a signal. It's been running positive since here. There is a buy. And the value has been keep on rising. Again, there is a small downtrend, but again, it quickly got in. It's been riding the trend again for quite some time here. Again, it turned a little bit negative, right? So here again, it turned negative, but again, it turned positive, immediately turned positive. So even though there are many places, it makes you to think of short, very quickly, it pulls you on the long side. That's what it makes, right? So for positional traders, these tools could be pretty much helpful to play the game better. Maybe if you're thinking about short, maybe it helps you to quickly turn around. So this is a buy which generated over here. Again, there is a buy generated over here. Again, there is a buy which got generated over here. So multiple locations, the buy is getting generated. And there is a sell got generated over here, a decent sell signal. There is also a sell signal over here, but it haven't went well. This sell signal turns out to be a decent one. There is also a buy signal which haven't turned out to be well, but this sell signal had done that. And there is a buy signal over here. So it helps to look for a very, very short-term information for the next 3 days, next 5 days, or probably next 7 days, max to max. That is the kind of lookup, mostly for the, it's been designed for short-term traders. So this is with Nifty. Maybe I'll show you some examples on Bank Nifty as well. And talking about Bank Nifty, of course, you can also change the parameter. By default, for Turbo RSI and Turbo EMA, I prefer using 7 for very short-term information. Maybe you want slightly noiseless or slightly longer period. Maybe you are looking for something like, let's say, next 10 days or next 15 days. Maybe you can switch to higher numbers. Maybe you can use something like 10, right? Don't go for a very big numbers. Try to use very short-term numbers. Anywhere between 7 to 15 could be a right choice. Don't go beyond that. Maybe max to max, you can go up to 20. Since we are short-term traders, right? We need very quicker and faster information. So that's the reason the numbers are kept pretty much lower, right? And that too on a higher time frame like daily. So if you are going to use the numbers like 10, maybe in that case, the amount of noise might go away. You can see that the signals had generated a sell over here. Probably it generated a sell over here, and then it generated a buy. Probably end of this candle would have generated. So probably I think the buy would have been got generated over here. And even a sell may not got here, end of the candle over here. This day, it would have generated a sell, and this day is what it generated a buy. You can see that literally it's been maintaining long till to date since November 1st onwards. Since November 1st, it never turned sell at all. Such a low number like 10 is such a very crucial number it is. Of course, you can adjust the numbers, whichever the numbers you're comfortable around, 7 to 10. 7 or 10, that should be ideal number. 7 if you're looking for very, very short-term play, like 2 days or 5 days kind of play. Maybe 10 if it is like little bit more than a longer period, 10 to 15 days or something like that. 10 could be a reasonable number to look into that. All right, so it functions like an oscillator. But the majority of the people, they'll ask like, does this, like in this RSI here, we talked about this RSI, right? So is it an overbought, oversold kind of indicator? If you ask me, absolutely no. It doesn't predict any overbought, oversold. Even if it is coming near to 100 or 98, as long as the sentiment is positive, the long continues, the long mode continues, or the long bias continues. All right. So even here also you can adjust. Probably if you are not comfortable and you want to go with a higher number, you can always prefer using 10 or something like that. 10, 7 or 10 should be an ideal number. 10 may not have much of a frequent interference, but still the indicators are pretty much responsive in nature, right? So this is where the sell signal got triggered on a 4-hourly, and then there is a price it's been still continuing down. It continued down till over here, and then it turned positive. So this is the place it turned positive up to here, and then it generated a sell, and then immediately it turned into buy, right? Again, it turned into buy. It went like this. Again, there was a decline, but market went sideways. Again, there was a buy again at this point. A buy got triggered. Market went sideways again. So, but indicators are declining, markets are going sideways. And again, there is a buy mode over here. So that's somewhere around here. And there has been a straight increase in the trend, right? So, right, indicators are not backtestable, but these indicators are mostly for how to, mostly used by discretionary traders, not for systematic traders, by the way, because these indicators are not even though you can use it at your own comfortness. Today, you want to use it in Nifty. Tomorrow, you want to use it in Bank Nifty. Today, you want to use it in 4-hourly. Tomorrow, you want to use it in daily. So mostly a discretionary attempt can be made using these indicators, 4-hourly or daily. Right. So if at all you want to know what is the current trend which is running in, so is there is a change in trend, something like that you want to understand. So these indicators will be pretty much helpful. Then next comes the interesting indicator, extreme indications. One of my favorite indicator, I would say like that. Next to RSI, extreme indications are my favorite indicator. So it uses normal distribution as the backend. Right, normal distribution. Typically, if you take normal distribution, maybe I'll try to pull up a normal distribution curve over here. Maybe I'll try to pull up. I'm sure you might study normal distribution in your high school mathematics. Normal distribution, maybe. So this is how the normal distribution looks like. Maybe I'll try to pull up a better image. Yeah, here. Now, what we can understand from this normal distribution is, you can see that there are standard deviation. This is +1 standard deviation to -1 standard deviation, -1 to +1 standard deviation. Center is the mean. We call it as a mu. This is mu minus sigma, and this is mu plus sigma, 1 standard deviation. This is 1 standard deviation range. This 1 standard deviation range is 68%. Usually we use it in probabilistic terms. And then 2 standard deviation. This is from -2 standard deviation to +2 standard deviation. It is like 95%. Then we have 3 standard deviation, -3 standard deviation to +3 standard deviation. That is 99.7%. So it talks in terms of probability. The -3 standard deviation to +3 standard deviation, the probability of occurrence is like 99.7%. It is heavily used in mean reversion trading, used in pair trading, mean reversion trading, trend reversal trading mostly. Now that is the same logic which is used in the extreme indications also. Let me pull up the recent chart of extreme indication. So here is the extreme indication charts, which I'm having over here. So here is extreme indications. Now, in this extreme indications, you'll be able to see the standard deviation lines. The top one is the +3 standard deviation, and bottom one is the -3 standard deviation. Likewise, there is a dotted line over here that is +2 standard deviation, and the bottom one is the -2 standard deviation. So I am pretty much concerned about -3 standard deviation because a lot more trend reversal activity happens around those levels. For example, think about this one. Think about this green color bar. The green color bar happens whenever it is touching the -3 standard deviation. -3 standard deviation. Price is closing down below -3 standard deviation. Usually, trend reversals are quite common around those levels. Trend reversals are quite common. Likewise, very recently, it happened on October 26, exactly at the bottom it happened. Right? Before a trend reversal is about to happen, we had this kind of indications. Can I use this on a shorter time frame? If you ask me, absolutely. You can use it on 5 minute, 15 minute, hourly. You name any time frame, you can go and use it. You can use it on weekly. I'll show you on 5 minute over here. So recently we had these two indications. So these are the places where Nifty turned with a signal here. So end of this green color bar is what it generated a signal. That means the signal got generated over here. Mostly looking for a short-term trend. Again, here, mostly looking for a short-term trend. So these are like very recent signal which got generated, right? Those are the places where looking for a long opportunities are pretty interesting. So then how about Bank Nifty? So let me also pull up Bank Nifty here. And I think recently 1 or 2 signal got generated. Let's go and look around. So this is one of the signal which happened on December 7. December 7, Bank Nifty was breaking down. And then 3-4 bars back, we got a signal around these levels. This is the level where there is a change from green to gray color bar. So the green to green color bar is happening over here. So where you can expect some sort of a quick increase in the trend. So if you are looking for a very short-term opportunity, obviously these are very interesting place to look for a trading odds. And how about weekly? So weekly also, it generates signal, right? So if at all you're looking for a weekly signal, the last time the signal got generated around over here. So this is the place, there was a signal and there is another signal generated around over here. Look at that, what stage it is generating. It generated back in 2020, right? Draft late, we haven't seen any weekly signals yet because very tough to see a weekly signal occurring unless there is a strong bear market. And monthly signal is even worse. When it comes to monthly, I prefer using a lower number. So here the time period which I am using is 30. 30 is the length I'm using. Maybe something like monthly, we can use a number like 10. So maybe I'll try to zoom in. Right click, I'll go to parameter. And then I'll look for, mostly for, if you want to look for a value buying, you can consider using it. So those are the places the value buying happens over here. So where the value buying is happening, even if you are purchasing a Nifty ETF or something like that, you can purchase if you want to invest in Nifty. So last time it generated a signal over here. So this particular bar is what it is generating a signal. The end of the green color bar. Green color bar, there are times green color bars will be continuously continuing. That means the weakness is still there. Negativity is still keep on happening. Right? So the end of the green color bar is what you'll be seeing this information, mostly suitable for value buying if you are doing it on a monthly, right? So value buying. So all the time frame only for monthly we'll be using a parameter 10. Rest all the time frame we'll be using 30 as the default one. That is the default one, right? If you're using for daily, if you're using for weekly, or even if you're using for 5 minute, 10 minute, 15 minute, any other time frame of your choice, hourly. But mostly on the long only side only, we'll be looking around. We don't look into the pink color bars because there are times market will be overbought for a longer period. But market will be oversold only for a limited period. Many at times, even in the bear markets, many at times, the market will be oversold and it will be quickly reversing. That's why I'm pretty much interested on the green color bars compared to the pink color bars. Does the pink color bars will not be useful at all? Of course, in a sideways market, pink color bars are quite useful. But when the trend is really going strong, I prefer not to look into the pink color bars. And green color bars have more winning odds compared to the pink color bars because, right, majority of the time market goes long only. Even if you take any trend following indicators perform well in a long only markets compared to the bear markets. Only in bear markets, they thrive. Shorts will thrive. Rest all the times, the shorts will get butchered most of the times. And bear market will be happening pretty much faster compared to that. Something like 8 years of bull market and then 1 year of bear market. Or 5 years of bull market and then 1 year of bear market. Historically, I think only Hang Seng is the one which has been declining last 4 years. Last 4 years, Hang Seng is the only index which is declining. Rest all the global markets are at all-time high. So a perennial bear market happens once in a while. And after that, it generates a long opportunity. But most of the time, markets generates a long opportunity most of the times. So if you're looking for an opportunity where to go long, these indicators will be helpful. Particularly if you're looking for a value buying opportunity, these indicators will be pretty much helpful. The next comes with the, so that is with the extreme indications. But pink color bars, talking about pink color bars, you have to be pretty much careful when any day on a 5-minute scale, if the day is ending with a pink color bar. So let me go to the default setting. This is 5-minute bar, right? I'll reset back to 30 is what I'm resetting. So last Friday, there was a sharp shoot, particularly whenever there is a sharp shoot, price is closing at the extreme, and you are seeing a pink color bars. You have to be pretty much careful because there are two things can happen. One, price can open gap up and then it could lose its mojo. Or there are times even it can open gap down also, gap down and then it could go down. That chances are pretty much high, particularly on a 5-minute scale, if it is ending with the pink color bars. Okay, so tracking a pink color bar is okay, but the only thing is like only criteria that I would be looking here is like it should generate at the end of the day on a 5-minute scale. Those pink color bars, I will prefer to look into that. But there are, does the pink color bar will never work at all if you ask me? Yes, it does work. In certain places, it definitely works. Something like I'll try to pull up a Harley here. You can see that the market has been crazily moving on the upper side, right? So this is on a Harley charts. You could see here. This is like, strong trending markets, it will not tend to work at all. But of course, if you look at the green color bars over here, it generated a signal. Sorry, there was some light disturbance in the thing. So what I was talking about here is like, particularly here, whenever there is generating a signal over here, the long signal got generated over here, right? So here it generated a very interesting place to look for a long opportunity in a very short term. That is what it does with respect to Bank Nifty. But as I said, some of the pink color bars, it does work. Maybe let's see in the past where it had worked. So even this place also, you can see that it generated at a strong trending mode. So it haven't worked at all. But look at this location. This location, it had clearly formed very close to the top. Right, so these pink color bars, it clearly formed at the top. So that location is pretty much interesting to look for a shorting opportunity. As I said, but it very rarely hits. So one should avoid looking into the pink color bars. Pink color bars has a very less probability of winning. I've been watching this since 2018 onwards. I can boldly say like green color bars has more win rates compared to the pink color bars. So that is with Turbo RSI, Turbo EMA, and extreme indications. Extreme indications can be used across time frame. Only the monthly time frame, you have to change the value to 10. Whereas Turbo RSI, Turbo EMA, mostly designed for daily and 4-hourly. Right? I prefer to use it mostly on the daily time frame. You can use either 7 or 10. So these are the two choices which you can use. However, you can experiment with any other parameters. 7 and 10 are my favorite setups. If you don't want frequent whipsaw, you can prefer using 10. Or if you're looking for very, very short-term information, even quick trends in the market, 7 is the right setting that you have to look out for. Now, next comes with the strategies. So we have a very interesting strategy over here, which are lined up. Some of the strategies are like a quick flip. One of my favorite strategy, I would say like that. Particularly, this quick flip itself designed to trade on a 5-minute time frame. Particularly, it is a long only time frame. So I want to show you how to do the backtesting settings and all those stuff. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open my historical data. I'm having a historical data of last 13 years, right from 2011 till November 2023. So I'm having a IOD futures database. This is a very good database for backtesting. Let me show you the data first, and then we'll move a little forward. So I'll go to the charts. And then let me try to pull up the basic charts over here, and then a price, a drag and drop. From here, let me try to pull up the 5-minute time frame or something like that. It's a 1-minute time frame though. The minimal database what I'm having is a 1-minute time frame. You can see that it's a very large data set. Even in TradingView, you don't get to see this kind of data set here. TradingView has what? Maximum 20,000 bars. So here I'm having the data right from 2011 till to date. I'm having the data. Of course, I update the data every 3 months once, but last 6 months I haven't updated yet, but here it is. So the data has been updated till 30th November. Now, why this data is important is like to backtest your strategies for the last 13 years, how your strategy had performed in the last 13 years. So I'm going to show you how to do the backtesting. Particularly if you want to backtest the strategies, you can go to new analysis. And then I'm going to pick up the indicators. Quick flip is the indicator I'm going to pick up. So I'm going to pick it up from AlgoStudio. Inside AlgoStudio, I'm going to go into strategies. I'm going to select the quick flip indicator. Right. So inside the quick flip indicator, I'm going to look into the position sizing. Obviously, there is a function called position sizing will be there. So position sizing has been set to 2 lakhs to trade 2 lakhs every now and then. Every single trade, there'll be 2 lakhs. So I'm going to keep the capital as like 3 lakhs over here. So I'm going to keep the capital as like 3 lakhs, long only, on a 5-minute scale. Right. So it's a long only setup. And commissions I will kept like 0.02% to trade in Nifty. And another important thing is like, since we are going to backtest in futures, I always have to go to symbol and information. Let me repeat again. We have to go to symbol and then information. It opens as a tab. Oops. Symbol and information. Where it is. Let me close this layers. Close it again and let me reopen. Something got messed up. So symbol and then information. Scroll down. So there is a round lot size. I'm setting the lot size of Nifty. And margin deposit minus 12.4. And I'm going to the settings here. I'll try to explain what are the settings I'm doing here. So I'm just setting the time frame over here as 5 minutes. So that's a 5-minute time frame. This needs to be set. And then initial equity, I'm just keeping as 3 lakhs. And I'm just selecting the position as long only. And then I'm selecting the futures mode as enabled. And then commission, I'm selecting percentage commission, 0.02. This 0.02 includes GST, stamp duty, exchange turnover charges, SEBI charges, and all those basic transaction charges, including brokerages. Put together, it is 0.02 on the buying side and 0.02 on the sell side. So both the legs are included. On both buy side and sell side, the transactions are covered. So the transaction cost, once it is set, press OK, and then hit the backtest button. So obviously, we'll be able to get the information over here. So we'll be getting a backtesting report. Now let me walk you through the report here. So this is how the backtesting report will be looking like. You can see that the win rate is like 41.19%, 105 trades. There are continuous winning games. You can see like there are 7 continuous winning games, and there are also 9 continuous losing games also. Right. So there are a lot of interesting metrics over here. The most important metric is the equity curve. So this is how the equity curve goes away. And there is a drawdown of almost 29%. I'm also having a profitable table over here. So the profit table is something like this. So this is how the profit table looks like, right? So particularly on an almost all the month, it has been all the year it has been positive. One thing it is like, it is more of a trend following indicator. Maybe I'll show you the indicator here, how the indicator looks like. Then we'll talk about that. So since it is a trend following indicator, right? A trend following indicator will not give you a consistent month-on-month returns, but it gives you a consistent, if you're looking from a quarterly perspective or a half-yearly perspective, it might generate a decent return, but it never generates month-on-month guaranteed returns. If you want to play with guaranteed returns, maybe you have to do some passive income generation strategies like option selling strategies or hedging strategies is what you have to practice. But this is trend following approach. Right, so trend following approach, if you want to play with that, yes, maybe you can increase the win rate. Instead of you playing in futures, you can consider doing in option selling. Maybe the win rate will be even more better. Probably here the win rate is what? Here the win rate is approximately 40% or something like that, 41%. Majority of the strategies will be having a win rate around 40 to 45 is the average win rate that we'll be getting on a lower time frame. When I say lower time frame, I am talking about time frame like 5 minute, or I'm talking about 15 minute, or I'm talking about hourly. So these are the lower time frame that I'm talking about. Whenever I'm talking about a higher time frame for me are like daily, weekly, monthly, or 4 hourly. So these are, for me, it is a higher time frame, right? So I'm a more of a short-term trader. So for me, higher time frame means 4 hourly, daily, weekly, monthly. Different trader, higher time frame means different. If I'm an investor, for me, higher time frame means monthly, yearly, quarterly, right? Lower time frame means daily is a lower time frame. If I'm an investor, if I'm a trader, for me, these are very shorter duration informations. And these are very longer duration information. So depends upon who you are, your time frame differs. So this is purely a long only trading system it is. And then talking about the other indicators, maybe I would like to look into very quickly. We'll move on to Wheel Intra V5. So you can see that Wheel Intra V5 comes with 3 flavors. One with Nifty 15 minute, Bank Nifty 15 minute, Bank Nifty 5 minute over here. I'll tell you a little bit about Wheel Intra V5. It is an adaptive trading system. So probably the Wheel Intra V5 looks something like this. You get a green and red channels. So these are adaptive channels. These are adaptive channels. Adaptive channels. Lintra means linear regression based trading strategies. VLintra means VWAP based linear regression. So VWAP based linear regression is what it is used in the system. Linear regression. And it is the channel itself, it's kind of a multi-time frame channel. I mean, it uses multi-time frame to build this channel, right? So we use to measure volatility on the hourly time frame. We measure volatility on the hourly time frame, and we divide into 4 seasons, right? So we put it in a 4 different quadrant. It can be high volatility, or it can be extremely high volatility. It can be low volatility, or it can be extremely low volatility. So based upon which volatility we are in, accordingly, the length of the channel will be selected. So different seasons, you can think volatility as seasons. So different seasons, different channels will be used. For example, today I'll be using 10 EMA because the market is trending. Maybe tomorrow, if I detect that market is balancing, I will be using 20 period EMA. Slightly a longer EMA is what I prefer to use. Something like that. It's not the exact same concept, but something like that. Where the example which I quoted, the EMA values will be keep on changing, depends upon the market situation. Here, depends upon the volatility situation, the indicator value will be kept on changing. That is how adaptive it is. So it will try to adapt to different market condition. Different market condition will not be using the same indicator, but the indicator will be keep on changing. When the volatility itself in the market changes, the indicator changes automatically, right? So what are the 4 different length, if you ask me, that you can find it in the right click. If I go to the parameter, you can find those values over here. So see that length 1 is 42, length 2 is 182, and length 3 is 85, and length 4 is 200. So these are kind of optimized. You can also run your own optimization, by the way. Maybe in a separate session, we'll try to talk about how to optimize wheel intra indicators. Different systems, you can customize it. You can optimize it according to your need. For all you need is a data set to optimize it. It's good to optimize every year. You can optimize and you can set a different parameters. Right. So wheel intra V5 has been there since 2017 onwards. And talking about backtesting, let me pull up the wheel intra V5. Since it's on a 15-minute scale, I'm going to select 15 minutes. All right. And then I'm going to select long and short. And then here we do long also, short also, but on a 15-minute scale. I'll press OK. So wheel intra V5 has been selected, and then let me hit the backtest. So that's a report that we get from wheel intra V5 on a 15-minute scale. Of course, since the contract is 50, right? You can see that the contract has been 50. Since the contract, we are talking about only 1 lot per trade is what we are talking about here. So obviously, in that case, you don't need 3 lakhs of cash. You can use 2 lakhs of capital to start with. Because starting, we are just positioning only 35,000 only. Even 1 lakh is more than enough to start with, to do the backtesting, right? But to deploy with the actual capital, bare minimum 2 lakhs or 3 lakhs is what it is primarily required. If I keep it as 2 lakhs, this is the outcome I'll be getting over here. Right, so, and 2 lakhs capital would have went to something like almost 12 lakhs, 2,664 trades. Win rate is like 42%. As I said, these are trend following strategies. Typically, trend following strategies on a lower scale will be having somewhere around 40 to 45. Maybe higher time frame, we can achieve up to 55, 60 is what we can. I mean, 50 to 55, we can easily achieve if it is a higher time frame, like daily or weekly. But lower time frame, usually, if it is a long short strategy, this is a pure long short strategy. Always it will be either long or it will be either short. Continuously, it will keep on running, right? And all these systems are designed to automate with any algo trading platforms. Let it be TradeRun or AlgoMojo or AlgoG or any other platform. You can easily connect with that and you can do automation with your Amibroker. Obviously, Amibroker is the need. Bare minimum Amibroker 6.0 is the need here. Higher the version, better it is. 6.3 or 6.4 is highly preferred. But if you don't have that, you can still stick with 6.0. So this is with wheel intra V5 on a 15-minute scale. And for Bank Nifty, we have a completely different set of indicator remains the same, but the only thing is like the parameter changes. So this AFL contains the complete different set of indicators. Maybe I'll show you the parameters over here. The parameters used are like 45, 30, 45, 160. That is a parameter which is used for Bank Nifty 15-minute scale. So let me pull up Bank Nifty over here. Of course, for Bank Nifty, right? We also, if you are doing it for the very first time, you also need to set, you have to go to symbol information. From here, you have to set the round lot size as 15 and the margin deposit as -20, right? So something like Bank Nifty, if you're going to start from 2011 onwards, maybe an initial capital of 1 lakh is more than enough, but I'll keep it like 2 lakhs. I'll hit backtest over here. This is on a 15-minute scale we are talking about, right? So let me show you the equity curve and the profit table. So this is like, I'll go to the charts. So here is the equity curve and here is the profit table. Profit table, it's been profitable. 2023 is being profitable, and look at these numbers. These numbers are compounded. right? So what does that means is like, it is not, here it is 49.8%. So your equity curve would have been grown from 2 lakhs to something like, let's say 3 lakh. And on top of the 3 lakh, it had made 8.9% gain, right? So it is on top of the 3.8 lakhs. Maybe let's say that becomes like something like 3.25 lakhs or something. Now, on top of that 3.25 lakhs, it went 45% over there. Now, so that means these are like compounded numbers. It's not 0.6%. Let's say if you want to know what is the returns that I generated in 2023 after the after all those taxes and slippages and everything, maybe I have to select from 2023. So I select the from to 2 days as 2023, and then I'll hit the backtest. Now I'll be able to see what kind of returns it has generated. Not much, but market has been very turbulent. And of course, December data is not added yet. Maybe if it is there, it would have been went a little bit higher. Maybe it would have closed slightly higher, but it had generated something like 4.94% is what generated in 2023. But if you want to see it in 2022, I'll change it to 2022 here. 2022, that is a year back. It had generated approximately 25% returns. That is what it had generated, right? So almost 50,000 is what generated on a capital of 2 lakh rupees, right? So that way you can go back and this is with one lot I'm talking about, right? So that way you'll be able to backtest any particular year or complete data set. You can go back and backtest, and you can understand the risk, what kind of risk reward ratio the system is offering. And we have VIRA V5 5-minute time frame. This is a super interesting one. Let me select that. It is also a long shot trading system. Let's say I'll keep it as like 5-minute time frame. I'll hit the backtest, and then I'll press backtest over here. Oops, I have to select all the codes. Backtest. Here also, I'm just playing with only one lot only, right? And then if I look from the thing, so here is the equity curve. It is pretty smoother. And if I look into the report over here, so that had generated a decent return year on year, it had generated a decent return. Of course, there are places where it had lost also. So wherever it had lost month on month, you can also see that it doesn't generate any consistently positive. Maybe here some places it generated strongly positive outcome. Again, here strongly positive outcome for 6 months, but there are places you can see that it is losing also, right? There are many places you can find it is losing as well. A lot of places you can find those things. But if you ask me what kind of win rate, so there are two kinds of win rate to talk about that. One is trade level. A trade level win rate will be typically 40 to 45. We talked about that, right? Which is what will be generally shown in the report. But if you ask me month on month win rate, monthly win rate, how many months out of, let's say there are total how many years? 13 years, right? 13 into 12. Out of these months, how many months are winning months? If you ask me, typically that will narrow down to 70% of the months. 70% of the months are winning months, right? Of course, 30% of the month, it does go for out of 100 months, 30 months will be losing months and 70 months will be winning months, right? So time-based winning is pretty much there. And yearly it is like 100%. So trade level, you should not look into that, because there are many trades. Since the market will be changing pretty much faster and always it is in trade, there are many trades it's going to go for a loss, right? But if you look from a month-on-month perspective, still the win rate will be typically on the higher side. Basically, you just simply count the number of winning months, and then you count the number of losing months. You divide the winning months divided by the total months into 100, you will get the winning percentage on monthly. Easily you will be able to get that. And yearly it is 100%. You can see that all are in green, right? So particularly when you're dealing with trend following strategies, for you, trading win rate, yes, even though it matters, higher win rate is always gives us more belief in the trading system, right? But month-on-month win rate is what you have to focus on over here. That gives you a better thing. Usually many strategies, many trend following strategies will be falling under 60 to 70% is the monthly win rate, most of the cases. All right. So that is one thing that you always have to think about that. And then we have two more variants. Another one is a Kale Intra. So Kale Intra is mostly for dealing with Nifty on the hourly time frame. It is more of a long only trading system. So it is more of a long only trading system. So I'll select hourly. I'll put 2 lakhs of capital over here, and then I'll say it is only long only. It's not a long and short trading system, by the way. It's only a long only trading system. And I'll select Nifty here. So here also we're going to backtest up to 2 lakhs worth of capital over here. So means I'm going to keep the capital as like 3 lakhs instead. I'll press OK, and then I'll hit the backtest. And you can see the result to yourself. It's a pure long only trading system. 220 trades got generated. Of course, since it is a hourly time frame, right, the win rate will be slightly on the higher side, little more than 45%. And this is how the equity curve looks like. So Kale Intra uses Halfman adaptive. It's Kale Intra, right? So Wheel Intra, we know that what is Wheel Intra. So we have three variants. Wheel Intra. It is nothing but VWAP based Lintra. And then we have Kale Intra. So Kale Intra is nothing but Kaufman adaptive moving average. So here we're using Kaufman adaptive moving average based Lintra it is. And then we have T Lintra. So T Lintra, it eliminates volume from the equation. Both Kale Intra and T Lintra doesn't use volume. Wheel Intra uses volume here. So that is why you have to stick with good data vendors. Good data vendors. Avoid that 500 rupees data vendor. Kindly stick with vendors like Global Data Feed, True Data, or Excel Pix. So these are recommended vendors where the volume data will be pretty much good. Whereas Kale Intra and T Intra, it doesn't mostly uses any volume. It's free from volume, but Wheel Intra uses volume here. This uses volume as a study because it's more of a VWAP. VWAP itself built on top of volume. So volume is a key thing. What we've seen is like most of the low cost vendors like 300, 500 rupees vendors, typically they don't supply proper volume data set. So indicators are getting skewed around those levels. Whereas Kale Intra and T Intra, they don't use volume. So no volume is used. No volume is used. So yes, these can be used on low cost vendors, but not Wheel Intra. If you're going to use Wheel Intra, definitely you have to stick with very good data vendors, right? So this one for this, any data feed could be fine. So if you are using Kale Intra or T Intra, any vendor should be fine. Any vendor, doesn't matter. But if you're going to use Wheel Intra, VWAP Intra, typically a good vendor is preferred. And T Intra means TWAP. So TWAP is what it is used as an input. TWAP. Lintra, it is. And all these three indicators uses dynamic method. It uses higher time frame volatility to determine the channel, upper channel and lower channel. Whenever the channel breakout is happening, it generates a signal, right? And all these signals are tradable. It will not repaint at all. And that is the thing that we got from what we got from Kale Intra V5. And the last indicator, what I'm going to talk about is the T Intra. Obviously, T Intra, you can use it on a 5-minute scale for both long and short. Let me pull up the T Intra over here. T Intra. So here is T Intra. It is mostly designed for 5-minute time frame. So let me keep it as like 5-minute time frame. Both long and short. So this is the result it generates on Nifty. For Nifty 5-minute time frame, you can consider using it. Or maybe even you can use it on Bank Nifty also. Let me pull up Bank Nifty as well. This is with Bank Nifty, but on a 5-minute scale. So not this 15 minute. This was charting time frame. Backtesting time frame need to be set over here, right? So this is the time. What are the time frame that you're setting? That is what it is useful in implementing the backtest. So here, let me pull up the results over here. So this is with 5-minute time frame. Almost 40% is the win rate. Number of trades are slightly on the higher side. And so the slippages will be slippages and commissions, and the transaction cost would have been pretty much higher side. And the equity curve itself looks something like this. So this is on a 5-minute scale, by the way. All right. So how to try out the trial? If you ask me, you can directly connect with the support team. +919535133445. You can also get more details about AlgoStudio at www.marketcalls.in/AlgoStudio, marketcalls.in/AlgoStudio. And not only that, primarily these tools will be given as a complementary editions, particularly for the users who are enrolling in Quant Edge or Trade Edge kind of stuff. So maybe if you are enrolling in Quant Edge or Quant learning platform, let me go to marketcalls.in. So probably if you are enrolling in Quant Edge, the tool comes around the pricing of 25K, but I will be absolutely getting it free of cost for a period of 1 year if you are enrolling in our Quant Edge 2.0 kind of sessions, where you'll be getting 30+ hours of learning about Amibroker and programming and quant trading, how to deal with programming, how to build your own trading strategies, how to design dashboard, how to create a Telegram alert or something like that, or how to do a proper systematic trading, how to do algorithmic trading, right? All those things you'll be learning in this platform. And yes, you'll be getting a previous recording also. Previous, let's say last Quant Edge 1.0 recording also you'll be getting along with that. Along with that, you'll be getting a AlgoStudio also as a complementary access that you'll be getting along with that. So GHG is asking what is K for? K means Kaufman adaptive moving average, comma moving average it is. So Kaufman adaptive moving average based linear regression it is. So which vendor you should prefer for wheel intra? Again, let me repeat again. It is Global Data Feeds, True Data, or Excel Pix. There is one question. What time frame is wheel intra designed for? So wheel intra is mostly designed for 5-minute and 15-minute time frame. So these, but mostly designed for index. However, if you are using in stocks, try to do the backtesting before implementing it. So since we have a very limited time, I showed you the backtest results of Nifty and Bank Nifty. That is, I'm an index trader. So most of the index which I designed, most of the systems I designed is primarily for an index. If you are designing, if you want to implement in stocks, generally a portfolio of stocks is what it is preferred. In that case, you have to diversify with uncorrelated asset classes. And every symbol you have to do an optimization. That is how you have to come up with that. So you have to run optimization to find the best parameters, and then you have to run optimization procedures, get the best parameters, and then you key in those parameters. You're good to go with that. What are the indicators I am designing, particularly from the strategies, are mostly designed from a very, very short-term point. Mostly 5-minute, 10-minute, 15 minutes is what the time frame, or max to max hourly. That's the time frame I would like to play in many of the strategies. So that is one more question. Would TradingView work for these as a data provider too? I'm having it in TradingView also. But then at this point of time, I'm not offering in TradingView at this point in time. So maybe I'll show you with TradingView as well. So maybe the extreme indications and all those other stuff, I'm already having it in TradingView. All the wheel intra and all those other stuff has been already there. So Turbo RSI. Here it is. So it's the same thing that you can, let's say I just want to apply it on Nifty futures. So it's exactly the same output that you'll be getting in Turbo RSI as well, right? So, and then extreme indications, wheel intra V5, but still right now we're not offering on TradingView at this point in time. Mostly it is offered only from the AlgoStudio point. Mostly it is available for Amibroker users is what currently it is offered at this point in time. But yes, those indicators can be designed elsewhere. Doesn't matter. But at this point in time, it is available for the traders who want to make use of their Amibroker, particularly Amibroker 6.0 or higher version is what I highly prefer to use these indicators. Let me know if there are any questions that I should address about AlgoStudio or anything about trading systems. All right then, so let me pass the session here. I'm sure you might get a fair idea about what AlgoStudio is all about. I'll be publishing all these reports as a separate, complete backtesting reports. I'll be publishing it, and I'll be publishing the complete backtesting reports along with that, which you can able to see it. You can download the complete all the trade list. You can download complete backtesting report. You'll be able to download, and then you can see it at your own timing. Anyways, the video is recorded. Recorded video will be available in the portal probably another 1 hour from here. So anytime you can come back and you can access those recordings as well as the backtesting report as well. So let me say thank you for coming by and attending the session. I hope you learned something about AlgoStudio in this specific session. See you more in the upcoming sessions. Thank you.